Hey guys, it's Liz here, and I am really nervous but excited to be going live tonight for a couple of reasons. Those of you guys who subscribe to my blog and get my newsletter, you know that it's a personal goal of mine to get more comfortable doing these live videos or just doing videos in general. So it's a stretch goal, a personal challenge for myself. And I also want to get ready for my 12 days of self-care challenge that I am launching at the end of the month on December the 26th. You don't want to miss that. There might actually be a little bit of singing involved. Who knows? Anything can happen. But anyway, and the only way through it is just to do it. So here I am, and I'm just practicing. So I hope you guys enjoy what I have to say tonight, because the main reason why I'm here is to share with you guys a little nugget of inspiration or an aha moment that I got the other day. I was in an email exchange with a couple of my sorority sisters, and one of them had put a request for help out to the group, and the first one to respond said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, it took me so late to get back to you. But here's the information. It was just a really crazy day at the job," and so on and so forth. And the person that she was helping said something that I really wanted to share with you tonight and dig a little deeper into. And what she said was, and I'm quoting, I'm going to read this to you, so I apologize if I look down. She said, "Don't work too hard. Remember, a good job doesn't love you back. A good job doesn't love you back." I don't know why that was so mind-blowing to me, but it was. And it's such good advice. It's really powerful advice, because think about it. In our other love relationships, when we say we love something or someone, there's an expectation of reciprocity, right? We look to take care of each other. So the thing or person or whatever it is that we love is giving us something back. It's loving us back in some way. So whether it's a parent-child, whether it's a love relationship that you have with your spouse, your partner, your boo thing, your bae thing, your friends, your family members, or even celebrities that you love, right? Or a work of art that you might enjoy, like your favorite book or TV show or a song or whatever it is, a movie. All those things we love, but there's an expectation that we hope that they love us back in some way. So when I go to see my favorite actor, Denzel Washington, in a movie, I want to love that movie, right? There's an expectation that it's going to bring a certain quality level of entertainment to my life, which is the joy and the happiness that I get from him, right? And if I'm friends with somebody and I love them as a friend, I expect or would hope that they love me back the same way. And the same is true, and you can apply that to any love relationship that you have, right? But it's interesting that we talk about how much we love our jobs, or I love my job if this, or I love my job, or whatever the case may be, and our jobs don't love us back the same way, but we often act like we expect them to. We do, and often that's to our own detriment. If you're struggling to understand what I'm saying, let me share an example with you from my own personal experience. I had a coworker who was the ultimate company guy, had been with the firm. This was years ago, or very early in my career. He had been with the company 15, 17 years, company guy, dedicated, the whole 9 yards. And he came in every Saturday to work, and one Saturday he literally died at his desk, massive heart attack, died at his desk. The cleaning lady discovered him the next day. By the time I got into work that Monday morning, I was ushered into a conference room and basically asked, because I was a communications person supporting the business unit he worked in, to write his corporate obituary, that the president of the company was waiting for me to get in, write this email so they could tell people what happened. Until then, they had already strategically cleaned out his desk And part of the agenda of that meeting was to discuss which pictures would remain up on the wall so that it wouldn't tip anybody off that something was wrong, that something had happened if we took down too many or the wrong pictures, right? And I'm sitting there as a young professional and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so wild to me. But it wasn't that the company was being horrible. They actually were very gracious about his family and gave him a very befitting tribute. And the people he worked with loved him back, but the job did not. Less than a week later, they were already, they already had a slate of internal candidates lined up to succeed him. His office was cleaned out hours after that memo went out. The company moved on. The company acted in the best interest of the company, which is what companies are inclined to do. That's how they stay in business. That's how they work money. It's not personal. And I think sometimes we get so emotionally vested in what we do every day. And we bring this whole I love my job concept into an extreme that we forget that even the best job with the best compensation, the best coworkers, the best colleagues, the best perks, the best whatever, it's still all about a transaction. You're trading your hours for dollars. You're trading your time and talents for money. That's what it is. So we shouldn't have an expectation that that job should love us back. What's the expression? You see this in all the job functions. It's job advertisements. It says you get paid in a manner, you get treated in a manner commensurate with your qualifications and experience. And once you get hired into the company, you get compensated in a manner commensurate with your performance, right? And that's in the best case scenario. You might love your job, but you shouldn't ever expect your job to love you back. At best, your job is going to be a mutually beneficial transaction. So give it all that it needs, all that it requires, but don't expect it to love you back. Why? Because the company is going to do what's best for the company. And this is true regardless of industries, right? Take my entertainment example. And I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, if Lauryn Hill, for example, who I love as an artist, but if she shows up 2, 3, 4 hours late for a conference or doesn't show at all for a show, for a concert, the company, in this case, the promoters, the ticket holders, the people who are compensating her for being there are going to do what they need to do. They're going to act in their own best interest and ask for their money back or sue for breach of contract or whatever they need to do, right? Same as such. If Mike McCarthy, coach of the Packers, for example, fails to beat even the worst team in football over and over and over and over again, even when you have one of the best quarterbacks in the game at the helm, well, the company, i.e. the Packers organization, the fans, and all of their stakeholders are going to act in the best interest of the company and make a change at the end of the season when the contract is up. It's not personal. It's nothing that they have against Mike McCarthy. It's just that the company has to, or the organization is going to act in the best interest of the organization. So as individuals, we kind of have to, act in our own best interest when we're at work too. That's not to say that we shouldn't uphold our end of the bargain. We're getting paid to do a job.